2002 campaign for their first ever football state championship against the Indian Hills Braves. It's a gorgeous night at Wayne Hills High School. How will Wayne Hills do without all-state phenoms Chris Olson, Brian Williams, and Bill Monin? We will find out shortly as we will kick off the 2002 season for the Wayne Hills Patriots. Let's throw it to the public address announcer, Mr. Mezzi.
Dan Shaleri, number 58. At the linebacker position, number 33, Scott Papashill, number 33. And number 29, Dave Adamo, number 29. And number 34, Chris Zambelli, number 34. And number 22, Andrew Pucci, number 22. And at cornerback, number 8, Dallas Lynch, number 8. At free safety, number 6, Ralph Corrado, number 6. And at cornerback, number 12, Brendan Monahan. Ladies and gentlemen, we ask that you now please rise. As we direct your attention to the colors displayed beyond the south goal post. Tonight, as high schools across America commence their athletic seasons, let us join them in observing several moments of silence as we dedicate this game to the memory of all those who lost their lives 1 year ago on September the 11th. Athletic events such as this are yet another symbol of our great nation and its traditions. Ladies and gentlemen, we now request 11 seconds of silence. And now we honor America with the playing of our national anthem by the Wayne Hills Patriot Marching Band. Thank you and good luck to both teams. The captains will now meet at midfield for the coin toss. Representing the Braves are captains Ryan Tracy, Wewat Jackson, and Josh Schultz. And for the Patriots, Greg Olson, Brendan Monahan, Dave Adamo, and Dan Shaleri. toss.
Hello, everyone. I'm Mike Rudner, and joining me tonight is Scott Sanfilippo and Lou Germanario. Lou is a new member of the Wayne Hills TV program. Lou, tell us a little bit about yourself.
Well, I'm a senior here at Wayne Hills. I play hockey for the Patriots, and I love football.
So, Lou, what's it like joining this prestigious Wayne Hills TV program?
Well, Mike, at first I thought the pay's lousy, but the company's always great. I look forward. I know I'm the new dimension to the Patriots football team this year.
Kind of like Dennis Miller, Lou. You're the third leg on our Wayne Hills football staff.
Oh, well, in that case, I'm sure we'll do a great job.
Some of you might remember Scott from last year. He called several football and baseball games, didn't he? Scott, will this be the year for the Wayne Hills Patriots?
Well, we always seem to be answering this question. Maybe fifth time is a charm, but it is way too early to tell because a lot can happen between now and the end of the season.
Indian Hills is led by star running back number 23, Gabe DeLeon. Lou, when the coach was talking to us, he was telling us that some injuries that I talked about before, Ryan Tracy is injured, one of their captains, and Wiwat Jackson, another one of their captains, is injured. So Gabe DeLeon is going to have to step it up big time for the Indian Hills Braves. Last year, they knocked off Hoboken in the first round into the playoffs with a huge upset. So Indian Hills does have the talent to knock off the number 4 ranked team in the whole area, the Wayne Hills Patriots. So kicking off for the Patriots is number 22, Andrew Bucci, returning the kicks. Number 23, Gabe DeLeon. He lets it go. And number 3, DeFranco is going to pick it up. And he gets hit hard by Dan Scileri at the 24-yard line, and that's where the Indian Hills Braves will take over.
Excellent start to the season for the Patriots. They cover that kickoff beautifully. They let it roll past De Leon and stop the Indian Hills inside the 25-yard line.
Positive hit by Scileri, opening the game with the explosive energy that the Patriots need to succeed in this game.
So the Braves will take over at the 24-yard line. Wayne Hills is anchored by number 4, Greg Olson, number 3 prospect in the whole country. 6'6", 240, and he gets in on the first play of the game. Nice hit by Otterbein and Greg Olson.
Well, Greg Big Olson, I was having lunch with him today. He was telling me all about, the aspects of the game, how he plays it, how he gets prepared. I mean, everything he says, he just shows us right here in the field. Just in the blink of an eye, he's already opened the game up with the Patriots showing the other team, how they play football.
Greg, of course, the younger brother of quarterback from last year's team, Chris Olson, who departed for Notre Dame. I hear Chris is the 3rd stringer on the Notre Dame Fighting Irish. Pretty good team this year, playing Michigan tomorrow, Lou's favorite team. So the pitch goes out to Shulman, and he gets hit hard on the outside from Chris Zambelli, and the flag comes in.
It's going to be very difficult to run against this Wayne Hills Patriots defense with big defensive tackles Mike Otterbein and Paul Ogden in the middle, and of course Greg Olson, David Damo, and several others.
Face mask against the Patriots.
So face mask call will go against Wayne Hills. That'll bring the Braves up 5 more yards, so it'll be 2nd and 4 for the Indian Hills Braves.
5-yard penalty. Third and about 3.
So 3rd and 3. The flag is wrong right there. It's a 2nd down. And they hand it off inside to Shulman, and Shulman picks up the 1st down, and he's brought down by number 6, Ralph Corrado.
Corrado, a great hit. Shulman there, they used the end around to get the run up the middle, and I just got to say, Wayne Hills, they have to open up with explosive contact, or they're just not going to make the impression they want.
So 1st down for the Braves, and they'll have it at their own 41-yard line.
On the 41.
So I formation for the Braves, split wide receivers. Schultz hands it off inside. Oh, he holds it, runs to the outside, and is taken down by Corrado.
We can definitely see what Indian Hills is trying to do. They're trying to control the clock and keep the ball in their hands. Don't want to let Wayne Hills get the ball to score some points early on.
Scott, what are your keys to the game?
Brendan Monahan as the quarterback is obviously the biggest key for the Patriots' success. He will have to avoid turnovers to be successful. The defense will also be a big key to keep Wayne Hills in those tight ball games where their offense may not be getting the job done. Here's another option play, and hit hard in the backfield.
Number 33, Scott Pospisil with a huge hit right there, bringing down Gabe DeLeon.
Brought down by Pospisil.
So it'll be 3rd and long for the Indian Hills Braves, and their throwing game is inconsistent for the Braves. Last year, Schultz came in and replaced the injured quarterback. He did a nice job, filled in for Mike Odell.
3rd and 13.
But he's not the type of quarterback that Brendan Monahan is. So they're going to have 4 wide receivers, 3 on the near side. Bucci shows blitz. He comes in. Olsen's in the quarterback's face. He gets a complete. Oh, it's incomplete. Receiver drops it. So the Braves will be forced to punt.
Folks, it's as simple as this. There's just no getting by this defense. You might as well run right into a brick wall.
It's broken up by Dallas Lynch.
So Dallas Lynch with the coverage on the play.
Wayne Hills is very fortunate. They nearly jumped off sides on the play. He went with the hard count, but they stayed on sides, and now they're forced to punt as Indian Hills.
So Schultz is their kicker, too. He punts. He's going to kick off, kick field goals, extra points. Does it all. Kind of like Brendan Monahan. So the kick is taken by Chaz Lynn, and he's got some room on the outside. Oh, nice tackle from behind, but a flag is down. This might be coming back.
There's actually 2 flags on the play. There's an early flag and then a late flag, so there's 2 different penalties on the play. We'll see what they are.
On the play.
Alex Bowden with a tackle. A nice hit there from Bowden.
Against the Braves.
So that was an illegal procedure against the Braves, but I believe the Patriots will decline. There was a flag on the Patriots too, so it'll offset. They'll kick again. Tough call against the Patriots. They would have had good field position if it was just a legal procedure.
I was lining up for this kick, Mike. You got to watch the defense here because it's the experience that's going to kill Indian Hills. They don't have the program that Wayne Hills has built up to compete against this kind of special teams unit that they've constructed here.
Oh, high snap, but Greg was not going after the kicker, playing in return. Chaz Lynn fumbles the kick, and the Braves have jumped on it. So Indian Hills is going to have it at the Wayne Hills 39-yard line.
This is exactly what they need. Turnovers, an early one right here gives them great field position inside the Wayne Hills 40. There's a high snap and still a beautiful punt by Schultz and a muffed punt by Lynn.
Folks, Wayne Hills has the talent, but they can't come in cocky. Nobody wants to see a Tyson Lewis fight here.
The Patriot 39.
Are you referring to Lewis getting cocky or Tyson?
We'll find out.
Okay, Lou. I formation, split wide receivers. Handoff goes inside to Schulman, and Schilleri will have none of it. Schilleri brings him down for a 1-yard loss.
Having very little success with the run right now, but they're going to stick with it and keep the clock going. It's down to 8:20 on the quarter.
So there's no score right now, as Scott just said. 8:12 and counting left to go in the first quarter. Ooh, how do these Braves look so far?
They're looking a little bit shaky. I think it's because Scary Schilleri has struck fear into the hearts of the Indian Hills offense.
Oh, that was a wacky play. Someone jumped off sides right there.
Yeah, someone jumped off sides. It was their whole offensive line.
Misread the snap count right there, and they'll back them up 5 yards. It'll be 2nd and 16 for the Braves.
5-yard penalty. It will be 3rd and 16.
So 4 wide receivers, 3 on the near side.
And 16.
And that'll force Pospisil to play man-to-man on one of their receivers. But they hand it off to De Leon, and he's got a big hole on the outside. Picks up a good chunk of yardage, about 8 yards on the play before taken down by Dallas Lynch.
Brought down by Corrado.
De Leon finds light at the end of the tunnel just to get there, just in time before Dallas Lynch caves it on in.
Continuing to control the clock is Indian Hills, though. They've run off over 7 minutes. So you could see their strategy, and they were wearing down the Wayne Hills defense slowly with a good little run there.
So Indian Hills using all the time they can possibly use. And there's just been a clock stoppage. I believe that the clock was not running for the last play, and that's what the officials will discuss right now on the near side. Not sure if the marching band is ready to perform or not, but Lou, what do you think about college football? Michigan, are they going to win tomorrow against Notre Dame?
Oh, yes, they are. Michigan, I've loved them since I've ever been born. They're my team. They're going to perform tomorrow. I'm confident in their win.
Notre Dame's got a pretty tough team. I'm not sure. You think Jamie Navarre is going to be able to take care of the Notre Dame secondary?
All I know is they've received one of the best quarterbacks in the nation. That's Chris Olsen, who continues to carry on the Patriot tradition throughout the country.
So then what are you saying? You're just contradicting yourself. I thought you said Michigan was going to win. Now you're saying Notre Dame's going to win?
Well, if Olsen wasn't redshirted, Notre Dame would have a chance. But since he isn't, Michigan's going to steamroll him.
But he isn't redshirted. He's playing. Well, either way, I think Lou's going to go with Michigan Wolverines, led by Jamie Navarre.
3rd and 8.
So they soar at the clock, and it's 3rd and 8. I formation. Schultz looking to pass downfield, and it's picked off by Ralph Corrado. So Wayne Hills with a key turnover early on today's game.
Greg Olsen makes this play. They tried to run an option, but Olsen was in the backfield before he could do anything. Had to stop Schultz and throw the ball over the middle, well over the receiver's head and right into Corrado's hands for the first turnover of the season.
27-yard line, 1st and 10.
So Wayne Hills, 1st and 10. That's where they'll take over as Brendan Monahan will take the helm as quarterback, and Torrin Williams, Brian's younger brother, will play in the backfield. Single back, split wide receivers. Monahan hands it off to Torrin inside. And Torrin gets taken down, but not before he gets a nice 3-yard gain.
Ball carried by Williams.
Williams, a great carry. The Patriots seem to be feeding off the crowd. It's starting to look like the inside American Idol over here.
Wayne Hill's trying to run the ball as well. This will be key because they want to open the passing game up, start pounding the ball, get some rushing yards. That'll lead to great passing.
So DeFranco has man coverage on number 22, Andrew Bucci, as they hand it off to Torrin Williams outside, and he's got a huge hole. He hits the 50, and he gets hit out of bounds by Josh Schultz at the 39-yard line. Huge run from Torrin Williams, and a great block from number 22, Andrew Bucci.
Williams, a great run. Almost looks like a bunch of teenage girls running after Justin Timberlake.
1st down, Patriots.
It was a great run, but the block by Bucci really sprung him. Instead of it being a 10-yard gain, it turned out to be a huge, huge gain.
The ball is spotted on the Braves. 40.
So Torrin Williams, reminiscent of his brother, Brian, picking up huge yardage. Greg Olsen in motion. Monahan hands it off to Torrin again. And Torrin gets hit hard by De Leon, and he'll pick up 4 yards. It'll be 2nd and 6.
Williams on the carry. Stopped by Stoll.
You got to respect that block by Olsen. I mean, when you see that guy coming through the hole, what are you thinking? He's a tank.
Both teams continuing to run the ball. It's been a quick first quarter as the clock continues to move. It's down to 6:15 left in the first quarter. Score still 0-0.
Greg Olsen's on the outside, and no one's covering him right now. DeFranco gets over to him. Let's see if they try to throw it to him. No, they're going to run it inside to Williams again. And the line pushes him forward. He'll pick up a couple of yards on the play. I think Greg Olsen served as a decoy right there, splitting on the outside.
Olsen, a great move trying to outsmart the other team, but you know what? Yeah, Indian Hills is really starting to understand what's going on and trying to feel out the Patriot offense.
Indian Hills' fans are starting to get into this game with that big hit right there. Wayne Hills needs to convert this first down and get their fans back on their side.
Scott, I don't know what you're talking about. Indian Hills has the audience of the size of population of Rhode Island.
So Monahan back to pass. He's got Adamo on the outside, and he gets taken down by De Leon, a yard short of the first down. Let's see if Wayne Hills goes for it. Monahan will go over and talk it over with Coach Olson. They might have to take a timeout right now.
I think you have to go for it in this situation. It's a little too long for a field goal and too close to punt. Only about a yard away from the first down marker. You got to go for it here.
So Scott seems to be right. Wayne Hills will go for it on 4th and 2.
4th and about a yard.
Let's see if they have Greg line up in fullback position. They're not going to, but I hear in goal line situations, Greg's going to line up at fullback and they'll hand it off to him. So the pitch goes outside to Williams, and he has a nice run. He breaks the tackle. Juke Schultz, and nice run by Torrin Williams, breaks it open for 17 yards. A flag's been thrown. That might be unsportsmanlike conduct against Greg Olson. We'll have to see what happens. But as of now, it's a first down for Wayne Hills.
You just can't coach that, Mike. Boom shakalaka.
It's going to be a first down no matter what, I believe, because the flag was thrown after the play, and it is a personal foul against Indian Hills. So tack on half the distance to the goal.
Personal foul against the Braves.
So Wayne Hills will move up about 7.5 yards right now. I'll have it at the 7.5 yard line.
You know, Mike, I'm very confident Wayne Hills is going to score it here. I feel my spiritual energy surging through their team. I am the new dimension of Wayne Hills football.
And the new dimension of the Wayne Hills TV program.
Interesting call here from the 9-yard line. Could pass or run here. I believe they'll keep going to Torrin Williams to try to get him a touchdown.
So Monahan with a play action pass. He's rolling out the outside. He's going to throw it to Greg. Oh! Did he catch it? I'm not sure. But a flag's been thrown. We might have to see a replay right now. And they're going to call it a touchdown. Outstanding catch from Greg Olson. One-handed, he's got a guy on his back, and he still makes the play.
All I got to say is Monahan was roll out ludicrous style. And one more other thing. Greg, big old Olson laying it down for the Patriots early in the game.
How about that? Brendan Monahan's first pass of the season is a touchdown. 8 yards out to Greg Olson. Unbelievable start for Brendan Monahan.
Adamo will attempt the extra point.
All I got to say is, Olson, big boys, what you going to do, Indian Hills? What you going to do when he steps on you?
So Greg Olson gets off to a great start this season, gets his first touchdown catch, and that's why he's the #1 ranked tight end in the country. He's huge, he's got great hands, and he's got great speed.
Naturally, Mike, did you read Cablevision last week? I'm the #1 TV announcer in the country. Where have you been?
I don't know, though. Might be some questions about that.
Well, I don't know, but that was a great play right there. I thought they were going to give it to Torrin Williams. He was the workhorse the whole drive. And then they caught him off guard on a first down play-action rollout and hit Greg Olson. The pass interference didn't matter. He still caught the touchdown. The penalty was declined.
So Wayne Hills was running it down their throats. They decided to throw the ball, and on their first throw of the game, Brendan Monahan throws a touchdown.
Sip-a-tie. Don't hate the player, Indian Hills. Hate the game.
I think what Lou's talking about right now is how the Indian Hills players were booing Greg Olson, the highly touted Greg Olson, after he caught that touchdown pass.
Let's see if Wayne Hills can have another good kickoff coverage here. Last time they tackled the Indian Hills Braves inside the 25-yard line. It's a great coverage on the opening kickoff of the game.
To return the kickoff.
So Bucci will kick off for the Patriots. DeFranco let it bounce, and he'll pick it up at the 15-yard line. He's got some blockers on the outside, but he's taken down at the 30-yard line. Nice coverage right there from Wayne Hills.
The ball took a high hop off the ground, which was a big break for the Patriots. It enabled them to get down the field and tackle Indian Hills deep in their own territory once again.
And right there you could see the great touchdown catch from Greg Olson. And that is the first ever Wayne Hills TV instant replay.
I'm glad I can be a part of this moment in history, Mike. I'm sure I'll be part of many others.
Lou making his name on the history books. And the handoff goes inside, and guess who's there? Greg Olson.
Ding dong. Hello. Crack. You're dead.
That option play is not working. It has been terrible for Indian Hills. They threw an interception off an option earlier. They've been trying to fake it all day, but Wayne Hills has not been biting.
Last year, I forget who Wayne Hills played. Maybe it might have been Old Japan, but they were showing them all different types of looks. And they scored an early touchdown on an inside handoff. And the rest of the game, Wayne Hills just shut them down. So Wayne Hills, smart players, smart coaches, they pick up on things. Schultz back the pass. He's got Olsen in his face, and he gets hit hard as he throws it, and David Amo picks it off. Monahan sets it off a nice block, and he's going to take it to the house. Touchdown, Patriots.
Animal Adamo, the beast from the east, making his presence felt here early in the first quarter.
I tell you who's making his presence felt. Greg Olson, he made the play again. He forced the interception earlier in the game with his pressure. This time he got a hit on Schultz. Ball was nowhere near any receiver, right in the hands of Adamo, who takes it back for the touchdown.
And as Scott was talking, I noticed a scout from Syracuse, and he is grinning from ear to ear right now, sitting to the right of Lou, writing down the stats. He must be pleased with Greg Olson, to say the least.
All I got to say is, Indian Hills, you have to stop the bleeding. It's starting to look like Rudner out there after a bad date.
Oh, Lou, low blow, Lou.
Point after attempt is good, and the Patriots are now rolling 14-0. Earlier, it was about 6 minutes even left in the quarter, and it was a tie game. Now it's 14-0 with 3 minutes left.
Lou, get ready for another moment of Wayne Hills TV history as we're going to show another instant replay. And there it is. Schultz goes back. He gets hit hard, and Dave Adamo picks it off. Look at the block from Brendan Monahan. Well, he didn't really block him, but he got in his way. De Leon got knocked off track, and Adamo took it in for the easy score.
Amazing, Mike. Better than one of those all-you-can-eat buffets.
Josh Schultz is taking a big beating right now. They need some better pass protection, or he's going to be having a tough day.
We'll have North Jersey High School football.
So Wayne Hills starts off slowly, picks it up quickly. 14-0 Patriots.
Live reports, scores, highlights, and interviews on 15.
And Bucci could be the X factor for the Wayne Hills Patriots against Rampa, which will probably be their only tough match of the season.
Bucci again will kick off.
Because right now they're going to double Greg Olson. Their next best guy is going to go on Dallas Lynch. And who's going to cover Andrew Bucci? No one. Gabe De Leon takes it off a couple bounces, and he's taken down at about the 32-yard line.
De Leon on the kickoff return.
This is the best field position Indian Hills has had, but it's still not very good. Inside the 30-yard line, as the Wayne Hills Patriots special teams coverage has been great all day. Now let's see what Indian Hills comes back with, down 14-0. They have to stick to the running game. Even though they're down 14 points, it's still early. They have to pound the ball and try to control the clock a little bit and get back in this ball game.
First and 10 Braves on the 32.
So 1st and 10 from the 32-yard line for the Braves. And they must do something soon if they want to stay in this game. And look who it is again. Greg Olson deflects it. And DeFranco still catches it, but he shouldn't have, as he gets hit hard for a huge loss. That's almost like a sack right there. Once again, Greg Olson with deflection causes the slowdown by DeFranco.
Let's recap Greg Olson's performance. He forced an interception early in the game. Then he caught a touchdown pass from the 8-yard line. Then he forced another interception. Now he gets a pass deflected, which leads to a big loss. Greg Olson is dominating this first quarter.
So a 9-yard loss for the Braves. It'll be 2nd and 19 from their own 19-yard line. Schultz back in the pocket. Looks down the field, and that's going to be, almost picked off by Brendan Monahan. Nice hit there by Joe DeFranco to break up the interception.
Wayne Hills defense is doing a great job. They're coming out just like a big giant spiderweb. Everything that's being thrown is sticking right to the D-back's hands.
Indian Hills very fortunate right there. DeFranco didn't even know where the ball was. He just ran into Monahan, which forced the incomplete pass, so that would have been another interception.
So it'll be 3rd and 19 from the 24-yard line of the Indian Hills Braves. Schultz back in the pocket, looking downfield. Shuleri gives him a hit. Oh, and it's knocked around by Dallas Lynch and number 22, Bucci, and into the ground. It'll be 4th and 19 for the Indian Hills Braves.
Dallas, do a little dance Lynch, is just showing these Indian Hills people what he's all about this season. Dallas, a seasoned veteran, has come to shine this year in his last and final performance for the Wayne Hills Patriots.
So, Lou, by the end of this game, are you going to have a nickname for every player, kind of like Chris Berman?
No, Mike.
Why not?
Because, Mike.
Okay, well, Lou will think about it. So Schultz takes a high snap, and he gets it off. Lynn will take it on the bounce. Gets a nice block from Dallas Lynch, but gets thrown down by number 74 for the Indian Hills Braves.
Well, the one thing Indian Hills is doing right now is they are covering punts and getting off good punts. Schultz, another high snap, got it off great, and a short pickup by Lynn. Earlier in the game, Lynn muffed a punt and put Indian Hills deep in Wayne Hills territory. They were unable to score, however.
So Wayne Hills will take over from their own 45-yard line. 1st and 10, they'll put number 81, Obi Okina, on the line. I formation. Flags were thrown by every official on the field.
Shuleri, false start right there. No-brainer call.
Yeah, it's a good call by the refs.
5-yard penalty.
Quiet on that one, though. There's a first for everything, right?
On the 40 where it will be 1st and 15.
So 1st and 15. And there's number 12, Brendan Monahan, going into the huddle.
Mike, before the next exciting play, let me just say, Mr. Ruffini, the greatest teacher alive. Thank you.
Mr. Ruffini talked to Lou, Scott, and myself down in the field. We told him about the game that's going to be going on tonight, and he was very excited. He told us he's going to watch it first thing when he gets home, except it won't be on.
That's what I was thinking, and then I thought, he's Mr. Ruffini. It's okay.
He'll find a way. Right now, he's doing the chains for the game. He might be the best chain person in the whole state. What do you think, Lou? I saw the rankings on ESPN. He was number 1.
Wouldn't go that far, Mike. Wouldn't go that far.
Yeah, Mr. Ruffini, great teacher, but I don't know if they give rankings for chain holders in the state of New Jersey.
There's rankings for everything, Scott. I formation, 2 I receivers on the far side. Greg's going to go outside. Schulman's going to have to cover him. So Monahan's back in the pocket. He's got Dallas downfield, and he breaks the tackle, stiff-arming DeFranco, and brought down at the Indian Hills 37-yard line. That'll be a first down. So Monahan showing his cannon off.
Well, Monahan in this game is 2 out of 2 passing and a touchdown. He's been perfect so far in the minimal pass attempts he's had.
Monahan's putting up numbers like NFL Madden 2003 when you bring that fake kick in. Looks like something like that.
Yeah, just like that, Mike.
Single back formation, split wide receivers. Olsen in motion. They'll use Greg as a fullback here. He springs a block for Torrin Williams, who picks up about 6 yards on the play.
Torrin Williams continues to be the workhorse for the Patriots. Again, they've only passed the ball twice today, so they're running to lead to the pass.
So that'll be the end of the quarter as Wayne Hills has an early 14-0 lead.
Great performance by Wayne Hills. Great outing by Indian Hills also. I look forward to seeing more in the second quarter.
Lou, you might bring luck to the Patriots. Your first quarter announcing 14-0.
The only thing is that happens at every game except Rambo.
Now we could just get some food up in here.
Let's see how Indian Hills adjusts to the Patriots in the second quarter. They want to at least try to keep this game close. It could get out of hand if they don't make some plays.
So we have our A-team and equipment man going tonight. with our replay, Mike Schiller is going to be running it. Last year's technical director. Dave Gastorth is gone, so Alex Rahm is going to take over for him. Lou, are we going to miss Dave Gastorth?
Absolutely. I miss his rotund, smiling face and deli sandwich eating, great friend personality.
But we'll just have to pick it up. Look at the Patriots football team with all the players they lost. They're still picking it up.
So it'll be 2nd and 5 for the Patriots at the Indian Hills 34-yard line. I formation for the Patriots. They're going to hand it off to Williams inside. And he only picks up a couple of yards. So from what I heard right now, the Wayne Hills offensive line is the biggest weakness on the team. They're anchored by Joe Nolan at center, but everyone else on the team is a new player except for Mike Otterbein. And Joe Nolan's even a new player. What are they going to do when they have to go up against Ramapo and their huge defensive line?
Well, they're going to have to hope they could gel. They're looking good so far today, helping Torrin Williams get big holes and protecting from Brendan Monahan. So we have to hope that they continue to gel. And it's 3rd down. No one's covering Greg Olson on the side. Back to pass is Monahan. And he throws over the middle. Incomplete and nearly intercepted.
Now right there, no one was covering Greg Olson. If he would have run in the end zone, he would have had a touchdown. But he crossed with Dallas, and I'm not sure who Monahan was going after on the play. It's either Dallas or Greg, but there's some miscommunication right there. So let's see what the flag is.
Yeah, well, Monahan, great pass, but just a little bit of miscommunication on the play. We'll have to see what happens next. Maybe he switches service to Verizon.
Brendan and Greg have to start getting that connection where they could just see when he's wide open that he could run a go route right there. Him and Chris, I'm sure, had that connection.
10-yard penalty.
Chemistry is something that sometimes it comes naturally, sometimes you have to work with it. I think by the end of the year, the Patriots will gel. I formation once again. 2 wide receivers on the near side. Greg's going to go to the outside. This time, Mike Schulman follows him. So Monahan's back in the pocket. This time, Greg does run a go route. And the pass is incomplete, overthrown by Brendan Monahan. But huge height advantage right there for Greg Olson. Good call right there by the Wayne Hills Patriots.
I formation? I don't think so. Great attempt, but they need to try again. This is where we separate the men from the boys.
It was a good idea. Almost drew the pass interference penalty as there was a lot of contact, but the ball was just a little out of his reach and no call. So Wayne Hills will be forced to punt here on 4th and 13.
Now, if anyone remembers last year's game against Ramapo, Monahan had some extraordinary punts, and he shows off the punting skills right now. It'll be down at about the 5-yard line by Dallas Lynch, and that's where the Indian Hills Braves will take over.
Great kick. You got to respect the discipline and intensity that the Patriots bring to this game. Rudner and Scott, you guys are great.
That was an absolute beautiful punt by Monahan, pinning them inside the 10, actually at their own 5-yard line. Can't get much better of a punt than that.
So the score is 14-0 with 10:58 left to go in the first half. I formation, 2 wide receivers on the far side, 1 on the near side. Schultz hands it off inside to DeFranco, and he gets taken down for a huge loss, and it'll be close to their own goal line.
The Hills defense seems to have more rhythm than Mr. Holland and his opus. Go tell that to your mama.
Ball carried by Schulman.
Well, if Indian Hills doesn't convert a first down here, they'll be giving Wayne Hills great field position or may even get a safety against them.
Approaching the second half, from now I'm predicting that Wayne Hills has a very good start and already halfway there on the road to victory.
So the pitch goes into the end zone to De Leon, and he gets taken down by Greg Olson. Huge play right there. If we can get a replay of that, that would be outstanding.
That would, Mike. That would.
I can't understand the call right there. Deep in their own end zone, they run a pitch out, which was really dangerous. You have to run the ball up the middle so you don't risk getting a safety against you.
So it'll be 3rd and a mile for the Indian Hills Braves, deep in their own territory. Look for Wayne Hills to block the kick if they have to punt. So Greg's going to switch sides. He's going to blitz from the outside in the linebacking position he used to hold on the Patriots when he was a freshman. Incomplete pass, but there's going to be a flag on the play.
Pass is incomplete. Flag on the
So it looks like we're going to have that instant replay I was talking about. Where's Dave Gastorth?
pass interference against the Patriots.
Oh, pass interference against the Patriots. That's a huge call for the Indian Hills Braves. That's going to give them an automatic first down and 15 yards closer to the end zone.
Maybe that was the break Indian Hills needed. Now they won't be punting out of their own end zone. They get the first down on that 3rd and a mile as you speak. I don't know if there's a mile on the football field, however.
Split wide receivers, single back. Pitch goes to DeFranco on the outside. And he gets taken down by number 29, David Damo. Nice play.
Ooh, Mike, that's all she wrote. Everyone saw the ending to that play. It's like a bunch of pit bulls, bunch of cats.
Well, you have to credit the Indian Hills coach. He's sticking to the running game despite being down 14-0 and not having much success at all with the ground game.
So, Mike, when's that fruit basket coming?
Same time this replay is coming, Lou. I formation, split wide receivers. Schultz fumbles the ball. And Dan Schilleri jumps on it. There's no signal from the referees. Wayne Hills ball.
Special delivery. The Wayne Hills defense is picking up more packages than the FedEx man.
Indian Hills has got to stop that option play. They've made more mistakes with it. An interception, now a fumble, and looky here, 14-0 could be 21-0 very quickly.
And there's Coach Olson on the sidelines. So Wayne Hills will have it at their own at the Indian Hills 13-yard line, 1st and 10. I formation for the Patriots. Monahan hands it off inside to Williams. Williams picks up about 4 yards on the play.
Williams making a great effort to get up the middle, go through the hole, and just a few more seconds, and they should be into the end zone. Party time.
I would like to see Williams get a touchdown here. He's been the workhorse all day. He's still looking for his first touchdown of the season, however.
On the play, 2nd and 6.
I formation, Dallas Lynch on the outside. Monahan hands it off to Williams again. He's got some blockers on the outside. Olson just throws him to the ground, and it's going to be a touchdown.
Nasty block by Big Ols, Greg Olson, number 4, once again steamrolling his opponent into the gridiron.
So Alex McNeil just got taken back to the 2nd grade right there.
I guess I got my wish. Torrin Williams' first touchdown of the season. I guess I called that one.
2nd grade, Mike, wouldn't that require a time machine?
Yes, Lou, yes. So there's the play right there. And you can't really see it too well, but if you see Alex McNeil on the ground, that was done by Greg Olson. And Adamo kicking the extra points for the Patriots. I did not know that. So Dave Adamo kicks it through the uprights. Wayne Hills has 3 different kickers. Bucci on kickoffs, Adamo on field goals, and Monahan with punts. Unusual, wouldn't you say, Scott?
Yes, it is unusual. How about the turnover battle, though? Indian Hills losing now 2-1. They have no points off turnovers. Wayne Hills have 14 points off turnovers. The only chance Indian Hills really had was to win the turnover battle and win the points off turnovers. Right now, they are losing both.
I've never seen the Syracuse scout happier. He is just out of his seat right now. Cannot believe how amazing Greg Olson is. This might be his first time seeing him live. What advice would you give him, Lou?
Keep on watching. Gotta stay posted. I mean, there's no ending to this movie yet.
What about you, Scotty? What do you think the Syracuse scout, what would you tell him if you could tell him a few things about Greg Olson?
Size is the first thing. No matter what, he's going to get a big kid, and he's going to get a great talent.
So Bucci kicking off.
Size matters.
He's going to be taken by DeGeorge at the 15-yard line, and he gets taken down at the 24-yard line, but there's a flag on the play.
Brought down by Jim Papa. Flag on the play.
Let's see what this flag is on the kickoff here. They're talking to Greg Olson to see if he's going to accept the penalty or not. Illegal use of the hands against the Indian Hills Braves. That'll push them back inside their own 10-yard line. Again, terrible field position for the Indian Hills Braves.
So later on this game, we're going to try to get the Syracuse scout to come over, possible interview.
You should ask him to dinner, Mike, just like you had me. That'll never happen again. Sorry, Mrs. Rudner.
I guess Lou likes Italian cooking better. So for once, Greg Olson cannot get the tackle when he has his hands on De Leon.
Stopped by Adamo.
Even with the missed tackle, great pursuit from the Patriots defense, and he got maybe a yard, no more, as they're on their own 10-yard line. No gain, actually, on the play. So 2nd and 10 for Indian Hills. They need to convert a first down here. They'll come out with the I formation, will Indian Hills.
Split wide receivers. Schultz back to pass. He's going to go up, and Dallas Lynch, outstanding interception. Let's see if we can get a replay of that.
Dallas, do a little dance Lynch, dancing all over the Indian Hills offense right there. Big ol'
All I can say is, wow, what a catch that was. That was unbelievable. We have to see a replay of this one. I can't believe he caught that ball.
So 1st and 10 for Wayne Hills at the Indian Hills 28-yard line. I formation, split wide receivers for the Patriots. Monahan back to pass. He's going to go to Bucci in the end zone. Oh, Bucci drops it. That would have been an easy first down, possible touchdown.
Bucci might be losing a little bit of confidence now. We were watching the practices earlier. He dropped 2 in a row, and now he drops a big play right here. He's got to get that confidence back and catch one here.
So it'll be 2nd and 10 for the Wayne Hills Patriots at the Indian Hills 28-yard line. Monahan comes back in the huddle.
So Wayne Hills came out passing here, a little surprised. They'll probably go back to Torrin Williams on this play.
Monahan back to pass. He's going to throw a screen pass to Greg Olson. He's got some blockers on the outside, and he gets taken down by DeGeorge about after 5 yards after it hits him.
That's actually a run, as the pass was behind, so it's not a completed pass. We were watching them practice that play earlier today as well.
So Wayne Hills showing all the secrets right now.
Yeah, they are.
3rd and 1.
So 3rd and 1 for Wayne Hills at the Indian Hills 19-yard line. I formation for the Patriots. Handoff goes to Torrin Williams. He's going to pick up the first down and more, and he's got it at the 15-yard line.
No gain. But how about some Clorox, Mike, for all those spots in your cheap suit? Ha!
Yes, Lou, that would be because I'm not wearing a suit.
First down, Patriots.
Well, first down for the Patriots. They'll have the ball inside their own inside Indian Hills' 15-yard line, looking to extend to their 21-0 lead.
The ball is spotted on the 15.
So the handoff goes to Torrin again, shakes off a couple of guys, and he takes it for a touchdown. Touchdown, Patriots.
Huge hole to the right side. 15 yards out. Williams gets the second touchdown of the quarter, and it's 27-0 Wayne Hills. Just rolling over Indian Hills now. That's their third turnover the Patriots have forced, and they have 20 points off the turnovers pending the extra point.
T wiling out Williams over there, showing this crowd what he's capable of.
So it's 27-0 right now. David Dama looking to put up the extra point. And the kick is up and right through the upright. So Wayne Hills has a 28-0 lead with 5:17 left to go in the half.
28 down, 45 more to go.
Turnovers been critical to Indian Hills. 3 turnovers, 21 points. And here's the instant replay. See the big hole to the right side, slips the tackle into the end zone. No one's going to catch him. He could have ran for 50 yards instead of 15.
Great play by the Patriots. But I think, Mike, right now, Indian Hills just has to step up and, show everyone what they're trying to do here. I mean, they're not doing anything.
There are the Wayne Hills cheerleaders.
Well, they're saying all right, okay, but it looks to me like that doesn't apply to everyone at this stadium tonight. Sorry, Mike, lost comment.
If you say so, Lou, if you say so.
Are you referring to the Indian Hills side?
Or am I?
Lou, very ambiguous. So Bucci set to kick off. And McNeil will let it go. It's going to go out of bounds. Oh, big hit right there from number 4 on the Indian Hills team. He takes out, I'm not sure who's taken out in the play. Joji and Papa, I believe.
As well as a coach on the sidelines. That was the first miscue by the kickoff teams from Wayne Hills. Bucci kicked the ball out of bounds. So Indian Hills will start with good field position for the first time since the fumble by Lynn.
5:10 left to go here in the half. Pretty solid for Wayne Hills already. I see a victory straight to the end.
5-yard penalty for the ball going out of bounds.
28-0 Indian Hills trying to get a score before the end of the first half. 5 minutes, 10 seconds left in the second quarter. Split wide receivers for Indian Hills. They run the ball up the middle and nothing doing. Again, that fake option play is not working, period.
Once again, rush hour traffic in the middle for the Indian Hills offense. Wayne Hills really showing a presentation for what's to come in the near future season.
So pro set for the Braves. Split wide receivers. Schultz hands it off inside to number 23, Gabe DeLeon, and he's picks up about a 3-yard gain before getting taken down by a host of Patriots.
Will Indian Hills please stop this fake option? Can they understand that Wayne Hills will not bite for it? Nothing is going right on the play.
Seems like that's the only thing that's keeping them from turning the ball over, these little short gains they get, hoping to break one open eventually. I formation for the Braves, 2 wide receivers on the near side. Schultz back in the pocket with Sholari in his face, and he breaks Pospisil's tackle, and DeGeorge should have a first down.
Wow, that's a spark in Indian Hills I haven't seen all game. If they keep this up and they bring it into the next half, the momentum should bring them back into this game.
Nice play call right there. They used the screen pass for the first time all day. They let Wayne Hills put the pressure on Schultz, and as all the linemen ran up to try to sack the quarterback, he dumped the ball off on the screen, and they got the first down.
Big right strong is the play. So Schultz back back in the pocket, looking downfield. And nice catch right there from number 10 on the Indian Hills team before getting taken down by number 6, Ralph Corrado.
Excellent play. If the pass was just a little higher, Corrado was ready to intercept it. He jumped up, but the receiver made an excellent catch and 2 first downs in a row for Indian Hills. This is the best drive we've seen all day from the Braves.
Wayne Hills riding into this half on a tidal wave of tenacity. What happens next? Only Miss Cleo knows.
So a great catch right there from number 10, Dan Yeltes. I formation, Schultz hands it off inside but to De Leon, and Greg can't pick it up. And it's picked up by Dan Shalari, one of the team's captains, and Wayne Hills will have it from the Indian Hills 45-yard line.
That option play again leads to another turnover by Indian Hills. That's their 4th turnover of the game. The option play has been terrible. They threw an interception earlier with it. They've not been able to get any yards with it, and now they fumble.
45.
Fumbleruski, Fumbleaya, Fumbalalala.
Fumble la 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 to you too, Lou.
Sure, Lou, sure. So they fake the handoff. Monahan's going to look deep downfield. He's going to throw to Dallas, and Dallas with a great catch right there. First down, Patriots on the Indian Hills 25-yard line.
Does Dallas Lynch have Stickum on his hands? 2 amazing catches. Their first one was an interception. Now this is a great grab.
Reminiscent of the great interception Dallas had earlier in the game.
Somebody take this kid's temperature because he is sick. Dallas Lynch, amazing player.
So 1st and 10 from the 25-yard line. And the Patriots have a 28-0 lead with 2:35 and counting left to go in the first half. The handoff goes to the inside for Williams, and Williams gets a nice chunk of yardage, and another flag's been called.
Williams has to be approaching the century mark with all these runs of 5+ yards, 10, 15. He's definitely racking up the yardage.
These stoppages of plays seem to have more gridlock than rush hour traffic. What do you think, Mike?
Well, we just got an update. That was 116 rushing.
Right.
Okay, Lou. 116 rushing yards for Torrin Williams. A huge first half from the brother of Brian Williams.
I knew he had to be approaching the 100-yard mark, but he's well past it already with 116 yards and 2 touchdowns. Well on his way to a 200+ yard day. Great game for Torrin Williams. I formation for the Patriots. Olsen in motion. Here's a rollout from Monahan. Pressure. He rolls the other way. Throws it over the middle. Dangerous pass, and it's nearly intercepted and it hits the ground incomplete. Very dangerous pass from Monahan.
Dallas showing off the defensive back skills right there as he hit McNeil in the end zone, forcing him to drop the ball.
Wayne Hills knows how to risk big, but they also know how to win big. Great play, guys.
So it looks like Wayne Hills will bring the kicking team on. Another huge part of the team last year, Rick Pignatello was the kicker. Oh, I'm sorry, it's 2nd down. I thought it was 4th down. I didn't realize they picked the 1st down. But last year, Rick Pignatello was the kicker from the team. That might be a costly loss for the Wayne Hills Patriots.
Well, the Patriots have had no field goal attempts today, but they have been successful in their extra points, converting 4 out of 4.
Adamo has looked good so far. So back the pass is Monahan, and the ball's dropped by Greg Olson. One of the few bad things we've seen from Greg so far.
Pass went through Olson's hands, but it was a tough catch. He had the defender draped all over him. Monahan tried squeezing it in there. Good attempt, but incomplete pass.
Greg, he comes bearing gifts. He's got the speed, agility, balance, power, and most important of all, the discipline.
He's a good student, right, Lou?
Extremely well.
I formation. Dallas and Bucci set up on the nearest side. Monahan fakes the handoff, and he's going to roll out in the pocket. Looking deep in the end zone for Bucci, and it's caught for a touchdown. So the X factor for the Wayne Hills Patriots gets his first touchdown of the season. Touchdown, Patriots.
There was the play Bucci needed. I told you how he dropped a couple in practice, dropped the big play earlier, as we see Mr. Sudol on the sidelines, now back to the playing field. But that was the play Bucci needed, and he catches a touchdown that could be a big turning point to his season.
If you can compare Mr. Sudol to one person, who would it be, Lou?
I'd have to say Jerry Stiller because of his natural comedic talent and boyish good looks.
What about you, Scott?
I'll go with Lou Germanario, he reminds me of, with his great, I don't know.
So, replay right here, brought to you by Mike Schuler. As we see, the play action pass going deep in the end zone was Bucci, and it was a complete pass. So 35 points for the Patriots right now off of 7 touchdowns. Great first half for Wayne Hills.
Amazing first half, Mike. I couldn't take my eyes off the game the whole time. I mean, Wayne Hills play after play after play just keeps it coming. Just like the soup Nazi on Seinfeld. I mean, no soup for Indian Hills tonight.
Won't comment on that, Lou. Won't comment. So, Lou, what's it been like practically getting through the first half of your first ever telecast for Wayne Hills TV?
It's been an experience, Mike. Let me tell you, I mean, I haven't had this fun of a time since I've been playing Chutes and Ladders with my little brother back in the 2nd grade. I look forward to doing it again.
So, Bucci, another short kickoff, and that's going to go out of bounds.
Second straight kickoff, Bucci kicks out of bounds. We have an update on Brendan Monahan's statistics. Unofficially, he is 4 out of 8 with 63 yards and 2 touchdowns, no interceptions.
So that instant replay has worked great tonight. The new announcer, new TD, and new instant replay looking good so far in 2002. And we were just informed, new director, Mike Schuler. We thought he was going to be the replay guy, but apparently he is our director for today's game. Schultz back in the pocket. Schuleri running after him. Oh, and Dave George gets hit hard on the sideline. Probably wishes he didn't catch that. Dave Adamo, big hit.
Well, the screenplay they tried earlier in the game worked for a first down. This time did not work at all. Big hit by Adamo. Hurt it all the way up here.
No gain on the play.
Got to respect both teams. Giving a great hustle this half, but if Indian Hills really wants to come back in this game, they have to kick it up a few notches.
Like Emerald, right?
Yes, Mike. Just like him.
Lou picking out quotes from all over. I formation, Schultz back in the pocket, and he gets hit from the blind side by Andrew Bucci, who collects his first sack of the season.
No one picked up the blitz, and Schultz gets knocked out from the blind side. Huge play.
Great hit by Bucci. Great player. He's certainly filled his role as up-and-coming talent and has proved himself to this varsity veteran squad of great football players.
3rd and 17.
So I think a timeout was just called by the officials. I'm not sure whether timeout for Wayne Hills. Okay.
Third down, 17 it'll be for Indian Hills. Wayne Hills stopped the clock because there's still 1:10 left. If they stop them here, they might be able to get another field goal or even touchdown before the end of this first half. As we are seeing the cheerleaders finishing their cheer up.
My sister's a cheerleader. I just want to say, Lauren, I love you.
That's sweet, Lou. Very sweet. So it'll be 3rd and 17 for the Indian Hills Braves. After this play, we're going to try to get the replay of the Bucci sack. See what we can do. Mike Schuler working on it. I formation, 2 wide receivers on the outside. Schultz back the pass. Greg looks like he has him. Escapes Greg. He's going to hold it, and Bucci with another big hit.
Another great play by the Wayne Hills defense, who keeps their shutout going. But if I have to pick an MVP of this first half, I'd have to say Mike Schuler with all these great replays he's had to produce.
I'd have to disagree, Scott. I tend to think it'd be Greg Olson who's blatantly dominating this game. Wouldn't you agree, Mike?
I don't know. It's a tough call. Maybe they'll have to duke it out. Mike Schuler and Greg Olson. After the game, 50-yard line.
Interesting fight. Definitely a Tyson Lewis situation.
I got my money on Greg, all right?
And we're going to have the instant replay. Here we go. Scott going with his Mike Schuler MVP prediction. Let's see if they get the replay going. And here it is. Yes, we got to see the end of the play. I think Scott was wrong right there. I have to agree with Lou.
Come on, Mike, you let me down up here. What's going on?
And now I'm agreeing with Lou. Greg Olson, MVP of the first half.
Great convince, Mike. Great convince for Scott. He needed it.
And here we go. Mike Schuler's made up for it. We're going to get to see the pre-snap here. Schultz was in the I formation. Watch Bucci on the outside. Bucci from the blind side just knocked him down.
Schuler t-shirts for sale. Anyone? Anyone?
That's a sign of a great director coming back after his mistake. Muff punt, and it's nearly blocked. May have gotten a piece of it. Takes a very good bounce for Indian Hills. And Wayne Hills will be starting inside the 50-yard line.
Watch out, Bill Webb. Here comes Mike Schuler. Bill Webb, of course, the Emmy-winning director for the New York Mets. Calls World Series games, All-Star games, does everything. I think he's got Mike Schuler to look out for.
Yeah, he's got Schuler's days numbered, all right. But Mike Schuler, the Grim Reaper, will certainly bring about a challenge to him early in his career.
After that Mike Schuler comment, I'm taking Mike Schuler off my top director list.
Not even top director? He goes off of the MVP list, and then he goes off of top director list. Scott is harsh.
Well, who gets a name Mike Schuler?
Scott, your talking privileges are revoked. And directors, Francis Ford Coppola did direct The Godfather. There's no contest.
Schultz going back in the pocket. He gets hit hard by Greg Olson and Dan Schilleri combined for the sack.
Schultz is sacked by Olson.
The no-huddle offense here being displayed by both teams, trying to hurry in that last extra few shots at scoring a touchdown.
By the way, Wayne Hills did rough the punter on the previous punt. That is why Indian Hills still has the ball. But only 15 seconds left. They'll probably take the score into the locker room down 35-0. Schultz letting the clock run down. He'll drop back and heave it up and completes it as 3-2-1. That's the end of the first half. Patriots 35, Indian Hills 0.
So a new year for the Wayne Hills TV program and a new year for the Wayne Hills football Patriots. What have you seen the first half so far, Lou?
We've seen suspense, we've seen agony, we've seen happiness, we've seen everything, Mike. A to Z, they got it, they're doing it, they look great this year. I look forward to seeing the second half.
Well, I've seen poor play calling from Indian Hills and a great deal of turnovers and a lot of scoring from the Patriots.
What about a great director, Scott? Have you seen that?
At times.
So Scott will save his comments for later. As Wayne Hills has a 35-0 lead at half, we'll be back with you in the second half, but we will entertain you right now with the Wayne Hills Marching Band led by Jeff Floyd. Woo! If we can get a shot of Jeff Floyd right now, that would be fantastic.
Come on, Schuler. Help it out up there. Get a shot.
There he is walking off the field. Jeff Floyd. I spoke to him last night. He told me I better say something good about him. So I will, once we get a shot of him. And I do not see him on the field. That was not Jeff Floyd. That was Mr. Sastre, I believe.
Yes, Mr. Sastre is my homeroom teacher. He's also a great man.
We need a shot of Jeff Floyd. We need one.
Tonight they will be playing for us legend, Benny Boy.
As the Wayne Hills Marching Band gets ready for their first performance of the 2002 football season.
Cathedral, Thunder and Lightning, and River Dance. The Wayne Hills Marching Band.
I don't think Mike Schuler can direct a bunch of 8-year-olds right now.
8-year-olds, 7-year-olds, 95-year-olds, it doesn't matter at this point. It's in God's hands now.
We're trying to get someone on the camera to get a shot of Jeff Floyd, William Patterson student, excellent counselor at Spring Lake Day Camp this summer.
Heart and soul of the Wayne Hills Band. Heart and soul.
I know Jeff's parents are going to be watching at home. We must say something good about him. So guys, conjure up some good thoughts of Jeff Floyd once we get a shot of him. Someone. This is taking longer than Lou's fruit basket.
Right, the fruit basket.
The fruit basket. The fruit basket.
I want to get Jeff Floyd. So Mr. Paterno, right now, leading the marching band. We're just staying with you until we get a shot at Jeff Floyd. I don't know if this is happening. We might have to stay with you the whole half. But once we get a shot.
And once we get the shot, can we please get an instant replay? Please get a nice instant replay.
Right now is perfect opportunity for a shot. He's in the pink shirt. The band, right? What? You want to hear the band? Yeah, after I just want, because he told me to talk about it in a couple minutes.
Is that how you when should I come back? 2 minutes left or?
3 or 4. Jeff Floyd right now, you could see him on the bottom of your screen, the red shirt. Jeff performed at our Spring Lake talent show. He was a wonderful performer, took the hearts of many. And looks like right now we're going to get a shot of him if I'm correct. We are trying desperately. He's standing right by the water. We need a shot.
Come on, someone up there. Come on, Schuler. I called you my MVP earlier. Oh, that's not the right shot. But we're going to watch the band right now, I guess.
So once we have a moment, we will go to Jeff Floyd. But right now, Scott and I are going to run down the scoring lines. First touchdown of the game was Greg Olson with an outstanding one-handed catch with a defender on his back, 8-yard touchdown pass.
That drive was led by a bunch of runs from Torrin Williams, actually all runs up to the play-action pass of the 8-yard line. Great throw, great catch.
That was with 3:40 left to go in the first quarter. And then just 40 seconds later, Dave Adamo with the outstanding interception return made the score 14-0.
Again, Greg Olson, big play. He forced the pressure, made it a hit. Ball was thrown over the middle, nowhere near any Indian Hills receiver. Picked off by Adamo, who took it all the way to the house.
Then the next score to make it 21-0 was 7:57 left to go in the second quarter. Torrin Williams with his first touchdown run of the first half, 10-yard run. Torrin Williams, outstanding first half, 120 yards rushing, just took over the first half. What do you say, Scott?
Boy, oh boy, he did. It all started with the first big drive he had. He ran the ball up the gut to the outside, all over Indian Hills defense. He didn't get the touchdown on the first drive, but was the real workhorse, and then later got 2 scores in the game.
Torrin did break open that huge run on the first drive of the game. Then with 5:17 left to go in the second half, in the first and second quarter, Torrin Williams ran it in again from 15 yards out to make it 28-0. We just talked about Torrin Williams, and he was just outstanding in the first half.
Outstanding. And as I look at the time of possessions, it's unbelievable. The interception return, they didn't even have the ball on offense. Then you had a 37-second time possession with the Williams 10-yard touchdown run. Then a minute 24 on the 15-yard run. Unbelievable.
I think this, and there we go, a shot of Jeff Floyd. The time of possession for Wayne Hills was less time to get a shot at Jeff Floyd, if you can believe that. And with 1:33 left to go in the second quarter, Andrew Bucci with a touchdown catch in the back of the end zone. Great play by Andrew Bucci, who I call the X Factor.
You got that right. He could be a real key to the Patriots this year. You got Greg Olson, Dallas Lynch, you know of all of them. And we see Ben Berry on the drums here.
Ben Berry, you can see him at your local A&P taking the carts in for you. Great guy, Ben Berry. So as the marching band puts on their performance, Scott, should we do the top 3 plays of the first half? I'd like to go first. The number 3 play of the half was the Dallas Lynch interception. Great play. He sprawled out, made that outstanding catch, turned the ball over for the Patriots, and Williams went on to get the 10-yard touchdown run. Number 2, Scotty?
Well, back to the Dallas Lynch play. I still think he's got stickums because he made 2 unbelievable catches. But the number 2 play, I would have to say, would be the Greg Olson touchdown catch, because that really started this game off, got him up to a 6-0 lead. The extra point made it 7-0. Unbelievable catch. Man draped on his one arm, caught it with his other, despite the pass interference. Great play.
And my number 1 play of the first half was Torrin Williams' 15-yard touchdown run. Broke a few tackles and got a huge block from Greg Olson. We saw that on the replays. One of the few Mike Schuler got for us. And a first half of dominating play by the Patriots, 35-0. And we'll leave you to the band right now. Until we come back in the second half, this has been Mike Rudner and Scott Sanfilippo.
Wayne Hills Patriot Marching Band a standing ovation. How about everybody getting up and letting them know what a great job they've done. 59 musicians, 16 color guards. The Wayne Hills Patriot Marching Band.
Do you need the Indian Hills roster? And welcome back to the second half. In this second half, we're going to try to do something else new for Wayne Hills TV. We're going to try to get some interviews. Right now, we're not sure we have scheduled possibly Jeff Floyd, possibly Mr. Raffini, maybe even a Mike Schuler interview later on in the game. We're going to try to get something going. Maybe even Ziggy Gorin, player from last year's team. I don't know what we're going to be doing, but we're going to try to get some interviews.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, those interviews, just like me, add just another dimension to this great TV production we're doing here at Wayne Hills.
The X Factor.
I thought Bucci was the X Factor.
That's for the football team. Lou, you're our X Factor.
Wayne Hills TV crew is really becoming high class now.
So Wayne Hill starts off the second half, handing it off to Torrin Williams, and he's just running over McNeil, and he has close to a first down, 9-yard pickup. And it'll be 2nd and 1 for the Patriots.
Back to Torrin Williams. Approaching the 200-yard mark. He has to have well over 125 now, close to 130. And they're just pounding it down Indian Hills' throats. As Ziggy Gordon is right by us right now. He might be coming up for an interview.
Correction, first down, Patriots.
So a new member of the Wayne Hills TV program, Ziggy Gordon. What's it like at UConn University right now?
UConn's great. The team's holding together pretty well. Had a couple tough spots in the beginning, first 2 games. I actually have a game tomorrow at, I think it's 7 o'clock against Buffalo. It should be a good, I think it's going to be a close game, but I think we're going to pull it through. We should. I mean, it's all this work we've been putting in through, and I mean, otherwise, everything's great.
Were you playing during that Rutgers blowout when UConn just humiliated the local school, Rutgers University?
No, I was still in high school, but no, actually that was a good game too. That was their first year in Division I playing, and they actually won against a Big East team, which is awesome. So that's good for like the team and getting a name for the team going into the Big East and stuff.
Now, last year, Dan and I did some volleyball games. How's the volleyball career coming along?
Right now, there's no volleyball career. No time for volleyball career. All it is football, football, school, football, football. You know how they say, you eat, sleep, drink, football. That's what it is, exactly.
So what do you think of the team so far? Greg Olson looking pretty good.
Greg Olson's been looking good since he's been a sophomore. So, I mean, look at him. He's just manhandling kids. He's the biggest one out there. He's going to be the biggest one on any team you play against.
Do you know, what do you think about school selection? Where do you think Greg's going to go next year?
Greg could go anywhere he wants to go. Honestly, I'd like to see him at Notre Dame and be with Chris, because they just, I mean, if he plays defensive end at Notre Dame, he'd be amazing. But I mean, Chris and Greg have this thing together. If they were on offense, it'd be a good thing to watch.
This year, college football, who do you like in NCAA championship game?
Oh wow, there's a lot of good teams out there this year. It's up for anybody. I don't know. Miami's definitely going to be up there. They're just ripping everyone apart. So I'd probably say Miami against, like, Oklahoma.
All right, that's a pretty good prediction. That's Sports Illustrated has that. And then Torrin Williams picks up his 3rd touchdown of the game, so that'll make the score 41-0. Anything Scott and Lou want to ask Ziggy?
Well, back to the game first. Torrin Williams controlled that whole drive, running all over him. And so, Ziggy, how do you think Wayne Hills will win the state championship this year?
I know all the players on the team from last year, and I know when they put it all together, the way the coaching goes, they'll definitely be a traditional Wayne Hills team, running the ball, scoring touchdowns, getting to the finals, and hopefully for the first time actually winning the finals, which would be awesome.
Ziggy, let me ask you what you think of the Ramapo-Wayne Hills feud that there's going, and if Wayne Hills can pull it through this year.
They better pull it through this year, because I mean, I'm just sick of Ramapo, I'll be honest with you. They better just crush them. I mean, it's always a good game. It's always has been a good game. There's no changing it. It's going to be a great game, and I definitely want to come back for that one.
You've heard it here, folks. Ziggy Gordon.
Now, last year when you played against Rambo, you went up against Walkowitz. What do you have to say about him? He's just unstoppable last year.
Yeah, Walkowitz has got great vision. I mean, he'll see holes, he'll hit them. He'll see tackles, he'll avoid them. And, I mean, he's a good kid, but then again, you got Greg going up against him, too. And you know Greg's gotten better and bigger and faster, and it's going to be a great matchup either way.
In the Bergen record, they have that as the matchup of the year. So anything you'd like to add, Ziggy?
I'd definitely give him my thumbs up for matchup of the year. Wayne Hills, Ramapo, always been the greatest matches ever. I mean, this is just going to be one of the even better ones.
Zig, let me ask you. I see you're holding a Wayne Hills cheeseburger here. How's the food down here?
I love the food down here. You know our stands are the best. I mean, cheeseburgers, hot dogs, pretzels, cheesesteaks, whatever the hell you want, you can get it. Oh, yeah. Oh, better than UConn. UConn's food's kind of a little bit out there, but...
Wow, I feel pretty bad for you, Zig.
Odio Bilo with a kickoff right there, replacing Andrew Bucci. Anyone you think's gonna come out and surprise us? What about you, Scott? Oh, wait, we might have an instant replay here on the touchdown. Possibly.
First and 10 Braves
All right, well, thanks a lot, Ziggy, for joining us.
on their own 26.
We just have more information. Mr. Raffini has agreed to an interview a little later in the second half as soon as he gets off those chains. But he's standing right on the first down chain right now. Very important job as it's first and 10 for Indian Hills.
I'm sorry, there's no replay. That was the information we were told. I heard there was a late breaking news. I thought it was just an instant replay. But it just so happens something even better is going to happen. Mr. Raffini will get interviewed by us three great kids.
Somebody call the parade committee. If there's another holiday I could add to the list, it'd be National Ruffini Day. Amen.
Second and about 6.
So we start off the second half interviewing Ziggy Gorn, and we're going to move on to Mr. Raffini later on. As you can see him in the blue shirt holding the chains right there. And DeGeorge fumbles it. Looks like Bucci's on top of someone on Wayne Hills, and Wayne Hills will take over. I think Ralph Crado's got the ball.
We also may have another interview prospect. Stat Boy standing next to me to the left. He might get a couple interviews. Justin Ravino has been keeping all the statistics for us today. Another new aspect we have up here. We haven't been keeping as up-to-date statistics as we have this year.
We're going to try to get a post-game interview with the player of our choice once the game ends. So there's going to be full of new, innovative ideas for this TV program.
Log on to AOL and email your request for a player of the game at mjason23@aol.com. Thanks, folks.
That used to be my email address. But honestly, if you do want to email us, Lucha Renarios is mishig4885@aol.com. And I don't know if Scott wants to tell his, but Scott says his is mproof13@aol.com.
Second and 1.
Director Mike Schuler likes to give his email address out. I don't know. He's decided against it right now. Or we might have to go back to that.
Yeah, Director Mike Schuler does look a little lonely up there. I don't know. Maybe you should order some takeout or something. What do you think, guys?
Maybe, Lou. Maybe.
Hey, where's the fruit basket at? Come on. What's up with that?
Scott, that joke died in the first half. Thank you.
Nick McCurry.
So it'll be 3rd and 4 for the Patriots. The pitch goes out to Chaz Lynn. Chaz, the son of Johnny Lynn, the defensive coordinator for the New York Giants. Big game this week against the St. Louis Rams. Who's winning that, Giants or Rams?
Rams, come on. There should have been a face mask penalty on this play, but no call. His face mask was almost ripped off his head. Chaz Lynn will get a lot of playing time here in the second half with a 42-0 Wayne Hills lead.
What about you, Lou? Giants or Rams?
Definitely Rams. I think Vanilla Ice said it best. Ice, ice, baby.
Okay. Back to the football game. Wayne Hills, single back, pitches it out to Chaz Lynn. He's got a hole on the outside. Oh, nice. Juke right there for Chaz Lynn, and it's a touchdown, Patriots. 48-0. Chaz will get his first touchdown for the Wayne Hills Patriots this season.
Barry Sanders, Gale Sayers-esque right there. What a juke move. We got to get this instant replay. Totally faked the Indian Hills defender out of his shoes.
Charging Chaz, just busting up the gut, throwing him for a loop that not even the bird on your cereal box could have given you. Fruit Loops, that is.
Come on, the joke's got to get a little better in the second half. You're declining from the first half.
Any comment, Lou, you like to say after that? Well, you can comment after our instant replay brought to you by Alex Rahm and Mike Schuler. And there it is, the run to the outside. Lynn breaks the tackle and strolls into the end zone to make it 48-0. What a great play right there from Chaz Lynn.
Wow. Chaz is giving this team pain like Scott's mom's cooking gave me pain last night. House to house, just more pain and more pain. Somebody just get me a Healthy's Choice or a frozen pizza.
You used the cooking joke earlier, man.
Lou is just getting ribbed left and right. Once again, if you want to email Lou any comments in this game, you'll have to rewind the tape and listen to what I said before.
Yeah, rewind the tape.
Does anyone tape our games? Hopefully.
I do. I tape the games, so I'll rewind it.
We'll always know that even if no one watches our tape, there's still more people watching us than are watching Lance Bass right now.
He should have been in space, but I don't know where he's at right now.
Oh, he's in a space, all right. Just one with white padded walls.
And why is that, Lou?
Guy has a thing for white. That's why, Mike.
Okay, I think I have to agree with Scott right now.
Anyway, back to the game for a moment. Wayne Hills just kicked the ball out of bounds for the third time today. One aspect that they've had a little problem with, 3 kickoffs out of bounds. They got to fix that in practice this next upcoming week.
I formation, split wide receivers for the Indian Hills Braves. Indian Hills has to have given up by now, and the ball is thrown into a Wayne Hills defender. It'll be second down. That was number 51, Dan McCauley with a deflection.
Where was that pass going? Hit him right in the numbers. How low did he throw that ball?
Knocked down by Zambelli.
Hit him right in the breadbasket, Scott. Or, as we would say, the fruit basket.
I thought that joke was old, man.
Not as old as your mom's cooking, Scott. Just keeps getting older.
I feel like Marv Albert in between Bob Jones and Bill Walton right now, making stupid comments after stupid comments.
Of Patriot.
I just want to shout out some respect to Mr. Hoogstreet, the man who made this production possible. He is, without no question, Lord of the Flies and just the man.
So it'll be third and a big one for Indian Hills. Still getting shut out. Trying to get some points on the board. They're approaching Wayne Hills territory. 4:30 left in the third quarter. Fullback in motion. Quarterback sneak and a big gain. First down. Indian Hills.
So a first down, a rare thing right now for the Indian Hills. 49-0. Looks like Indian Hills going to go to their backups.
Yeah, very rare, Mike. More rare than MC Hammer performance.
The ball is spotted.
Bill Walton, all I have to say, Bill Walton.
48.
Lou, I've heard Fran Healy make more sense than you.
And look at Mr. Raffini on that chain. Always looking at the plays.
Yeah, Scott, you can come out of left field now when you're ready.
So once again, Bill Walton with another comment. 3-yard loss in the play. Lou, are you going to be like Bill? You're going to have your own show like before the games?
Actually, I'm going to be more like Oberman. Hoogstreet told me before the show he's firing me too after. It's just going to be me and a few sock puppets. Hello, money.
Okay, so for the rest of the second half, it's just going to be me and Scott. Single back right now. Split wide receivers.
Lou has to raise his hand to get the microphone from now on.
Dave Adamo almost picked it off, almost his second interception of the game. Lou, I think, you should go get Ziggy back. We'll replace him with you.
3rd and 12 for Indian Hills. Still looking for their first score. Got to get back to the game a little bit here. 3:08 left in the third quarter. Wayne Hills still yet to give up a point.
Right now, this second half is more boring than a Major League Soccer game. Or a Wayne Hills hockey game.
Low blow, Mike. Low blow. Hey, there's a bowling tournament next weekend. Or there's not.
Bill Walton. Oh, Monahan.
Oh, my God!
Monahan just knocked the helmet off of number 5, Carnegie. Not sure how to pronounce it. And it was picked off. So if we can get a replay of that, that would be an outstanding interception right there for the Patriots. Brendan Monahan made it all happen.
And Chaz Lynn having himself a great second half. Let's look at the play. Quarterback takes the snap, drops back under pressure, rolling out to his right. Throws it, big hit, clobbered, and Chaz Lynn gets the interception off the rebound. He now has a touchdown run and an interception in the second half. Great half for him.
And the handoff goes inside the Chaz Lynn. He's got a huge hole. Nice tackle right there by number 41, Mike McNeil, the brother of Alex McNeil. There's a flag on the play. It's going to be holding against the Patriots, so we'll bring it back 10 yards.
Chaz Lynn just running into people, not running around them, running over guys. But the penalty brings it back anyway.
49-0 with 2:36 left to go in the third quarter. We're trying to get another interview, possibly with Jeff Floyd, the band leader. He's supposed to be up momentarily, but I do not see him. Hopefully in the beginning of the fourth quarter he'll be able to come up, because that's what he told us.
Yeah, Jeff Floyd, a great kid. I really don't know him well, but from what Mike and Scott tell me, he's a keeper.
As 1st and 20 for Wayne Hills, pitch to the right, and Lynn turns it outside. What speed down the sideline. He's going to score a touchdown. That's a huge run of nearly 60 yards. No flags on the play.
A bunch of girls chasing him, right, Lou? Just like Justin Timberlake.
Chaz, what's my name, Lynn, laying it down from end zone to end zone, just totally obliterating the defense and shining like there's no tomorrow.
And I believe it was 69 yards. Let's get Statboy to get the official statistics.
69 yards is correct.
And that was Statboy with the official 69-yard touchdown run.
Statboy, one of the new innovative ideas by Mike Rudner. And the extra point is good. And let's see the instant replay. Chaz takes it to the outside, and look at him go. He's at the 40, the 30, the 20, the 10, and Indian Hills has a better chance of catching him than winning this game.
Okay. Anyway, he just turned it up in the fourth gear right there and waltzed into the end zone for the touchdown. Hey, Statboy, how's your job been on the first day?
It's not that hard, nothing but Wayne Hills, pretty easy.
Pretty easy.
Hey, Statboy, go get me a mochaccino latte. Not so easy now, is it, boy?
And Bill Walton with another comment. So Wayne Hill is getting ready to kick off up 56-0 with 1:59 left to go.
As we see Brendan Monahan's little brother run across the stands. Let's see if Wayne Hills can keep this kickoff in bounds this time. It's a new kicker, new place kicker. Not sure who's out there. Number 81 is kicking off for Wayne Hills. Odio Bilo.
And I think number 7, Jesse Farina's warming up on the sidelines. Wayne Hill's going to try to bring him in on the next possession. And it stays in bounds. So George takes it at the 20-yard line, looks to cut it outside. gets by Pospisil and Shalari and brought down to the 33-yard line. So Indian Hills will take over on their own 33-yard line, 1st and 10.
It's amazing that about 8 or 9 minutes into this game, there was no score. And now, with a minute 49 left in the third quarter, it's 56-0 Wayne Hills.
Great play by Wayne Hills and great play by Indian Hills. I mean, they just keep digging themselves deeper and deeper, but, you know, what can you do against a program that's built itself, you know, so strongly and, you know, so firmly in the past 5 years? I mean, it doesn't get any better than this.
I formation split wide receivers to the Braves as Wayne Hills brings their second team in on defense. The handoff goes, oh, he keeps it. Nice play right there from Schultz. But it doesn't fake out the Wayne Hills defense as he's brought down for a loss of 2.
Schultz on the carry, tackled by Ian Papa.
Hills now in the huddle, awaiting the call from their general to fire another attack on Indian Hills defense. Line up on the ball.
Stat boy, while he's calculating the statistics, we have a job for you to go and find Jeff Floyd. We are needing the interview. This will be a tough task for you. Pitch right. And big gain for Indian Hills, about 7 yards.
So 103 yards for Chaz Lynn. 103 yards for Chaz Lynn. And Torrin Williams on 103 yards on 5 carries. Of course, that 69-yard touchdown run with a good chunk of that. Torrin Williams also contributing greatly to the Wayne Hills Patriots' success with 3 touchdown runs and 184 rushing yards along with 3 touchdowns.
Chaslin, just a phenomenal player. Oh, there he goes. And great effort again by the Wayne Hills offense.
Fumble right there. I'm not sure he covered it.
Indian Hills continue to kick themselves in the foot, shooting themselves in the foot all over the place. They've turned the ball over several times, muff snaps, bad snaps, terrible play for Indian Hills. Still getting shut out, and that is the end of the third quarter. Wayne Hills has extended their lead, 56-0, as we take a look at the Wayne Hills cheerleaders.
Was he in the band?
So 56-0 right now. Last year, Wayne Hills beat Indian Hills 41-7, but this year it's just humiliating. 56-0 behind the running of Brian Williams and Chaz Lynn, the two-headed monster for the Wayne Hills Patriots.
Unbelievable, running the ball down the throats of Indian Hills. It's going to be 4th down and 4 for Indian Hills. Do they go for it at the start of this 4th quarter or not? And Stat Boy with the statistics. Continuing to update as we speak. Williams and Lynn and Adamo just running the ball all over the place.
Schultz will punt. Lynn
And something's happened on the sidelines.
will return.
There is a fight on the sidelines. Not sure what is going on. Well, the whole crowd is standing trying to figure out what's going on. Indian Hills will punt on 4th and 4. A good high kick. And Chaz Lynn's under it. He's going to get hit hard. McNeil was right in on the play.
So Alex McNeil might be the best player for the Indian Hills Braves this game, along with Josh Schultz and Gabe De Leon. Not many positive things right now for Indian Hills.
Chaz Lynn and Torrin Williams have now combined for 287 yards rushing and 5 touchdowns. The average yards per carry is just out of this world.
On their own 33.
Brian Williams couldn't even put up numbers like that last year. 287 yards, 5 touchdowns. Outstanding numbers for the two-headed running back tandem, Wayne Hills.
Over 13 yards per carry. 13 yards. Unbelievable average. And there's a stoppage in play as it'll be 1st and 10 for the Patriots. 11:50 left in the fourth quarter. 56-0 Wayne Hills.
John Ford covering tonight's game. And we again remind you,
Even the Detroit Lions play better defense than this, and that's pretty pathetic.
we heard over WGHT.
So Scott, they're right now they're talking about WGHT. Tomorrow I'm gonna be working for them. My first day on the job. Any advice for me, Scott?
Stay calm. You'll be all right. Nothing to it. You got it all down, Pat. You don't have Lou next to you making some comments, so you don't have anything to worry about.
You mean I won't have Lou with me? I think that'll help me, not having Lou with me. But that's what Scott meant to say. He just tried to correct that. But anyway, tomorrow I'm going to be helping out in the studio, and then next week I will take over for Justin Rubino on the WGHT team as stat boy for WGHT when Northern Highlands plays Wayne Hills. That should be a good game because Northern Highlands right now is in the top 25 of the Bergen record. Went 9-2 last year, I believe. Put up a tough game for Wayne Hills. So if you watch this, listen next week, WGHT at 1 o'clock. When the guys get their stats, you'll know it's from me.
Wayne Hills makes a change here in the fourth quarter. Jesse Farina is in at quarterback to get some repetitions in. And there's also a new halfback as Farini keeps it. And Farina is brought down after a short gain. Number 20, Pete DeSico, a young sophomore, is the tailback now for Wayne Hills. A fellow wrestling teammate of mine, I may add.
The connections are everywhere. In before I saw on defense, number 42, Steve Pospisil. Yes, he is the brother of Scott Pospisil. Got in on a few plays. And I just like to say that the reason I got on WGHT was because of Scott and Steve's mom, who saw the link on the website for me to go be a guest host there. So I'd like to thank Mrs. Pospisil if she's listening right now. And Scotty's wrestling teammate, Pete DeSico. Huge run. And that'll just add on to the numerous totals Wayne Hills is putting up rushing-wise.
Well, Pete DeSico is a tough kid, man. He had to wrestle a lot of varsity, as we are seeing Steve Pospisil in the camera now. He had to wrestle a lot of varsity matches as a freshman. He's a real tough kid, showing some great speed there. And we talked about that offensive line, a bunch of new kids coming in. And boy, they showed they could contend right now. Great game from the offensive line as Wayne Hills rushing is well over 300 yards now.
Outstanding game all around. Defense looks great. Offense looks great. Nothing wrong with the Wayne Hills Patriots. And right as we just compliment Pete DeSico, he loses a couple yards. But, you know, he got the second team offensive line in. It's all right. Coach Olson's going to call timeout, try to work something out.
Well, remember, Pete is only a sophomore, so give him some time. It'll be another great halfback for Wayne Hills. And the only thing that Wayne Hills may have had trouble with today is the kicking game. They kicked 3 balls out of bounds. But with all the kickoffs they had, you can see why they kicked it out of bounds 3 times. Wayne Hills has only 1 timeout left in the game, 9:42 left in the fourth quarter. If they get in the end zone one more time, they'll be over 60 points for the game. And just running the ball terrifically. Brendan Monahan didn't even have to throw the ball too much today, but when he did, he had some great success. Monahan, again, only 4 out of 8 for 63 yards with 2 touchdowns, and the big key, 0 interceptions. Didn't turn the ball over. Whereas Indian Hills had plenty of problems. 3 interceptions in the first half alone for Schultz. 1 by David Domo that took back for the touchdown.
So DeSico just getting thrown backwards after a nice run, though. And tomorrow night, huge night in my house, Penn State, Nebraska. I'm looking forward to it. I'm going to be staying home watching that game 8 o'clock on Channel 7. By the time you people will be watching this, the game will be over. But I just like to say, you heard it here first, Zach Mills is going to tear up the Nebraska defense. Jamal Lord, watch out for Jamie Kennedy. Jamie Kennedy, he runs his own Channel 11 show. Jimmy Kennedy, I meant to say. Scott, what do you have to say about some of the big games going on tomorrow? Washington State, Ohio State, Michigan, Notre Dame, like we talked about before, and Penn State, Nebraska.
There are some big games tomorrow. And although Penn State may be able to pull off an upset, I think you're counting a little too high. Nebraska is a real tough team. And I don't know if Penn State's going to have enough firepower to beat Nebraska.
This isn't the usual Nebraska team. If Penn State has a chance, this is the year. I formation for the Patriots. Handoff goes inside to Tico, and he's just running over people left and right. Amazing run, looking like Mike All-Star.
What a tough kid, man. He is just breaking tackles left and right. He had to break 3 or 4 on that play. Great run to get the first down. I believe he got the first. It is very close. I don't know if he has it now. Let's see where they spot the football. And they are saying it's not enough for the first down. Turnover on downs. Great effort by DeSico, but Indian Hills takes over. First and 10 inside their own 15-yard line. Mr. Affini's still on the sidelines with the chains. Looks like he hasn't been able to get up here for an interview. And something was just thrown up here. I got hit by something. Not sure what it was, some sort of bottle. As they hand it off up the middle, a little burst. Ball came loose, and Wayne Hills might have it again.
Ball carried by Shulman.
Indian Hills maintains possession. Giampapa makes the tackle on the play.
So, guys, you miss me?
No.
Second and 1.
Sure we did.
Scott just missed making fun of you.
Oh, all right.
Anyways, handoff up the middle. Fights for extra yards. And I'll give the mic over to Lou.
Speaking of interviews, I have an interview in Mr. Hoekstraat's class this coming week, actually. So if you're interested, come in. I'm hosting an interview. I'm interviewing Jonathan Thierry, as you all know, well-known soccer player around the school. You're all invited to come. I welcome you.
Okay, Lou, when people will be watching this game, it will have already happened.
I believe you didn't hear me, Rudner. TV interview for TV class next week.
When is this? What day?
I believe around Wednesday, but I will keep you informed. To all the Wayne Hills people, just email me at mjason23@aol.com. I'll help you out.
Okay, guys, so mark that on your calendar. Wednesday, John Thierry interview. Big asterisk next to it.
Brought down by a platoon of Patriots.
So if any of you find Lou funny, come Wednesday.
Yeah, we'll take a survey on his hilarity. We would like to know what people think at home watching this game. As it's second and 5. Little option play. First down.
Deltas on the carry.
You can email the director for comments about Lou's announcing at chronic6985@aol.com. That is CHRONIC 6985@aol.com.
And that'll be Mike Schiller's first ever email.
Oh, believe me, he has a lot of other emails in that one.
Okay, let's go back to the game. I formation. Oh, little sneaky play. Sneaky, sneaky. Number 10, Dan Yeltes, who made a nice catch before. Nice run right there for the Indian Hills Braves.
Great play by Yeltes.
Gain of 6.
I think he is playing quarterback, Yeltes.
2nd and 4.
Good receiver. Now the backup quarterback made a couple of runs in a row on those option plays. And it'll be 2nd and 4. Indian Hills looking to put up a couple of points on the board before the end of this game. Field goal, touchdown, anything. Here's another option play, 3 in a row, and that's a first down. Yeltes has a great majority of the offense today.
On the carry. Brought down by Jesse Farina. First down, Braves.
So Farina getting in on tackle, backup quarterback for the Wayne Hills Patriots.
Definitely an upcoming star in this Patriots organization. I've known Jesse since way back. Great kid, fine young man, and definitely is going to be a superstar in this coming Patriots football.
Speaking of Yeltes, he has the only reception for Indian Hills, the most rushing yards. Here's another keeper for Yeltes. First down inside the 20. Leading rusher, only guy with a reception, 7 yards. He has to have about 44 yards right now, rushing, 7 receiving.
And Coach Olson is furious right now. The first team has just come back on the field. There's no way Indian Hills is scoring right now. Wayne Hills is just going to shut them down. Right now, look for Greg to get a sack.
Bagels.
And Indian Hills are going to call a timeout. They're scared. They must have heard Lou say big holes.
So 4:14 left. This fourth quarter drags on a little longer. Gives us some more time to make some stupid comments. Lou, any comment?
Well, Scott, I just like to comment on the fact that it's been a great time here working with you guys. You know, after you guys get fired and everything, I hope there's no hard feelings. You know, NBC's offering me a deal, but, you know, we'll see.
Is that to replace Bill Wallen?
No, Peter Jennings.
Peter Jennings doesn't work for NBC.
Right.
Okay.
And just when you thought it couldn't get any worse,
Lou manages to pull it off.
As all of you know, this game has been brought to you by Total Domination. Its sponsor, Greg Olson, who we've received our polls online at mjason23 at AOL.com, and he seems to be the unanimous winner here. As soon as possible, I'll get you the details on these results. Thanks.
So a loss of 1 on the play.
No gain on the play.
give Olson another tackle in the stat book. Stat boy, did you get that one? Another tackle. How many, stat boy? You up to date on this? Let's hear it.
About 9, 10. He's got a lot.
Come on, stat boy.
So according to Statboy, he has a lot of tackles.
According to Statboy, the world is flat.
Okay, moving on. I formation, 2 wide receivers on the far side. Wayne Hills, first team defense, 8 people in the box. They're going to pitch it outside, and he's taken down for about a 2-yard gain.
In TV related productions, one of our associates here at Wayne Hills TV, Phil Lankin, has made an appearance on Law and Order. It's only 2 lines, but it's very fulfilling. I enjoyed his performance. What do you think, Mike?
I don't know. I haven't seen it, so I can't comment. But last year, I interviewed Russ Salzberg for Hills Hype, and he happened to be on Law and Order too. Must be a Wayne thing. I formation, 2 wide receivers on the far side. And he's going to roll back in the pocket, and he gets crushed by Mike Otterbein and Dan Shalari. Huge hit right there from the Wayne Hills defensive line.
The big O in there. Huge play by Mike Otterbein. As let's see if Indian Hills tries to get a field goal attempt to get their first points of the game.
Mike, oh yeah, Otterbein just laying down the law and order here in this football game. Let's go to Mike Rudner for some stupid comments.
And Indian Hills is going for it. They're not trying to break the shutout. 4th and 7, I formation, split wide receivers. In pressures on, sack. Sack was made by number 55, Paul Ogden. I wonder where he got that number 55 from.
Shout out to Mark Rosenberg.
So Wayne Hills will take over, and number 16, Nick Warzel, the sophomore, will take over for the Patriots. Great size, great arm strength. Once he gets to know the system, he could be a great one.
Definitely, yeah. There's so much upcoming talent here in this Patriot team. It's just depth, and more depth. All I see is wins.
Wayne Hills doesn't rebuild, they reload.
Any match for that, Lou?
Absolutely not.
Quarterback for the Patriots.
Okay.
Zico on the carry.
I've heard Hanson Rose in front of us. We want Ziggy. We want Ziggy.
Gain of 1 yard. 2nd and 9.
I have a vote chant for us. Let's get Mike out of here. Let's get Mike out of here. Scott?
Yep.
But I'm assuming you mean Mike Schuler, the director.
No, I mean mjason23@aol.com.
Okay, before we get carried away, that was a nice handoff right there. Close to the first down, and I believe they're going to be forced to punt. I'm not sure. No, it'll be 3rd down.
I just want to give quick credit and respect to all the people that made this game possible, including, the snack bar people worked really hard. And the cheerleaders, of course, because they never get thanked. Great job, guys. Great job keeping the team spirit alive.
And especially Laurent Germanario.
And as this game has gotten out of hand, 56-0, Stat Boy continues to work vigorously. As Mike Rudner is leaving us to try to get a post-game interview. Now, it's just me and Lou up here, and Stat Boy, who continues to work harder than ever.
Yeah, Stat Boy breaking a sweat over there, getting those numbers down. Let's take Stat Boy stats into consideration. The kid's 6'8", 285. I mean, the build of a moose. I mean, someone get this kid a helmet and some shoulder pads, honestly.
Look at all these cross-outs he has. He is just right on target. Any comments, Stat Boy?
It's a hard job. Someone's got to do it.
You just said it was an easy job before. Okay, he has mixed opinions.
Very mixed, Scott. Very mixed. As will the reviews of this telecast. I'd just like to say, it's been a great game. 42 seconds left on the clock, and you see it right there, folks. 43 seconds until the Doomsday Time Bomb goes off for Indian Hills. They've just taken a flat-out beating. Nothing short of that. Wayne Hills has, in every sense of the word, delivered here today. Proved themselves. Everyone's done their job. Coach Olson, great job coaching. That's pretty much all I can say about this team. Everything good, and Indian Hills, great effort, great hustle. Just got to work on some things, and they'll be fine.
Great punt from Monahan, and it sails over his head, and look at this. It's going to get down inside the 10-yard line.
Monahan's punt is down by Chad Wynn.
Wayne Hills is going to get a shutout in their opening game of the 2002 season. Great start for Wayne Hills.
Yeah, excellent start. I think myself and everyone else here expected nothing short of this. Right now, we're going down to the field from Mike Rudner. Oh, actually, in a little while, excuse me. And I think he's going to have an on-field interview for us. Should be better than the Ziggy Gorn. And sorry, folks, about Jeff Floyd. He's MIA tonight. But if you see him on the streets, let him know that we're looking for him.
Maybe next time. Maybe next time. So, 29 seconds left for Indian Hills. Try to get some more stats on the board. Pad some stats. Wayne Hill's defense came out and played terrific today, set the tone for the game, forced several turnovers, pitching the shutout, back to passes deep down the field and too far. Had a step on the defender, but passes overthrown by Yeltes.
Incomplete.
So it'll be 2nd down and 10, 22 seconds left. 4th quarter, Wayne Hills 56, Indian Hills 0. We had a lot of fun here tonight. A lot of comments, interviews, instant replays. It's a new generation for TV crew here at Wayne Hills High School.
A very new generation. All I see is clear skies and sunny days for the Wayne Hills team that's going ahead. Here it goes. Play's broken up down by the goal line. Scott?
Another sack on the day. And that's a great way to finish this game, as I don't believe Indian Hills will get another playoff. So Wayne Hills ends the game on a great note. They sack Yeltes.
That is the end of tonight's game with the final score.
So Wayne Hills had some great rushing performances. Over 100 yards for Torrin Williams, over 100 yards for Chaz Lynn, 187, I believe, for Torrin Williams, and about 105 for Chaz Lynn. They combined for 5 touchdowns on the day. Dallas Lynch had a couple of nice plays, a great interception, great catch. Greg Holston didn't have many catches, but the Patriots only threw the ball 8 times. He only caught 1 pass at Olsen, but it was a great 8-yard, one-handed touchdown grab. Monahan went 4 out of 8 for 67 yards, 2 touchdowns, 0 interceptions. Catching another touchdown pass was Bucci. As the teams shake hands, great sportsmanship from both teams here. Yeltes was the best player on the Indian Hills offense, rushing for several yards, catching the best pass of the day for Indian Hills. And they all stand and listen to their coaches do both teams. Coach Olson's got to be so proud of his club today. Again, Wayne Hills 56-0. Great way to come out. Next week, Northern Highlands. It's going to be a tough game for Wayne Hills. Not a bad team in Northern Highlands. It'll be September 21st at Northern Highlands. See if Wayne Hills can continue the bright future for this program. Been to the state finals the last 4 years, come up unsuccessful every year, but this might be their year. And if anything is like today, this will be a great season for Wayne Hills. The fans all stay till the end. And coming up now is Mr. Raffini. We waited till the end, but here he is. He's coming up here. Mr. Raffini's up in the press box right now. When Mr. Raffini come down and comment, they are trying to get Raffini down here. Great science teacher at Wayne Hills. And here is Mr. Raffini. We talked about him. He did the chains. How was it down there doing those chains?
Oh, working on the chain gang. You get to see the plays. You get to see the real football game as if you were in a game.
Must have been great down there. Wayne Hills played a great game.
Oh, very good, very good. We have some good players and some backs that I didn't figure would be as good as they are.
Yeah, Torrin Williams, Chaz Lynn both had great days, both over 100 yards rushing.
That's fantastic, isn't it? It's
unbelievable. So how's teaching those science classes going?
Oh, I love them. I wonder who's in my class this year.
Yes, me and Mike Rudner. We are both up here. And
right. Is Rudner back there working?
Yes, Rudner is down trying to get a post-game interview right now.
Well, I hope he makes it. And thank you for having me on TV.
Oh, we'd love to have you. We love the interviews up here. Stat Boy, you got any comments? As Mr. Affini leaves.
Great job this TV crew is doing. Good night.
Good night, Mr. Affini, and we are still approaching that post-game interview by Mike Rudner. Jeff Floyd unable to come up here today, very disappointed, but we did get our 2 interviews. And there you see the people exiting the field for Indian Hills. Coach Olson giving his players a great talk. Even despite the 56-0 lead, I'm sure he knows that they can improve in some areas, such as the kickoffs. But we see Lou Germanario running up here one more time. Lou, any other comments?
Yes, this was a great game, great telecast, great everything. In short, just a great thing.
And guess what you missed? Mr. Affini came up here for an interview.
Good God, no. I missed it? It's okay. It's called TiVo, Scott. TiVo.
Yes, you missed it, Lou. And we'll go down to Mike Rudner.
Coach Lehman that Brendan Monahan will report shortly. Right now, he is getting interviewed by John Porton, or in a couple minutes, he'll be getting interviewed by John Porton. One of my coworkers, actually. John, great guy, did the guest host show with me along with John Fass, and he's interviewing Torrin Williams right now, who had a great game. 184 yards rushing, 3 touchdowns. I don't know if Scott said this before, but I saw, Mr. Affini. I know he gives a great interview. Hold on, switch a mic. And we're back. All I have to say is Marv Albert does not deal with this garbage. This is unacceptable, Mike Schuler. If you hear me up there, this is unacceptable. Brendan will be joining us momentarily. Mark, just so you know, you weren't listening to the game, but Lou Germanario gave you a shout out. This is Mark Rosenberg to my left. There's Ziggy on the field. It was a great game, by the way, Hills Patriots. From a fan standpoint, what do you think of the team so far?
What standpoint? Well, the fans were really into this game at first, but once the game started to become a blowout, they started to lose interest and people started to roaming around. So I guess that's probably what's going to be for most games until we reach Rampo. Then the crowd's going to be really into it.
Now, Mark, you're a member of the soccer team. You're a member of Wayne Hills Tennis, but this year, you know the soccer players. What's the team looking like? They're pretty good, I hear. They're highly ranked in their record.
Well, the soccer team lost a lot of seniors last year, so I don't know how they're going to hold up compared to last year. Last year they did pretty well, and they got far in the tournaments. But this year, they got a lot of sophomores and juniors on the team. So this year they might not be that great, but by next year I think they should be a lot better.
Now, John Porton is ruining my telecast right now. He helped me get some of the statistics I had, including the Indian Hills stat table that we wound up losing anyway. But he did try to help me out. Right now, he's hurting the telecast, forcing me to interview random strangers like Mark Rosenberg. All right, Mark, tell me a little bit about yourself. Where do you plan to apply to college? Possible girls you might like. Anything, Mark.
I don't know. I'm looking to a bunch of colleges. One of them was probably UPenn. A representative from UPenn came to Hills today, and she gave some information and seems promising.
Your brother Ilya Rosenberg, some of you might have heard of him, computer programming genius. What's it like living with such an intelligent person?
Well, actually, it's kind of annoying because he tries to share his intellect with me, and lots of times I'm not interested, and he just keeps rambling on about computer-related information.
And here we go, most anticipated interview of the night. Mike Schuler talked about director. Scotty gave him the MVP award, but I don't know. Mike Schuler, what do you have to say for yourself? What was with the instant replays? Come on.
Okay, those instant replays, I'd like to clarify that wasn't me doing the replays. In fact, oh, face to the camera? Oh, there's the camera. Okay, those replays, not me. They were queued up by Rom and Mr. Hookstreet. And Mr. Hookstreet, the replay passed when we went there. It's not my fault. I couldn't do anything. I tried to get back on course, cut to camera A as fast as I could, but you can't correct that mistake. You can't go back in time and take that replay out.